How we doing, guys? Welcome in another week where we almost had everything. Like everything could have went right. Had we made a couple adjustments, we were talking about a bit about it pre-show. So we decided to go live. I guess we'll start with the lineup review, and then we'll go back to our spread picks just because we already have everything pulled up. But we were considering the double tight end of McBride and going with the cheap receiver, and we were working through how that would have looked. It might have looked like A.D. Mitchell, but then we would have got off of Hall. I will say, though, we didn't know about the Hampton and Rydell news when we made this lineup. And so maybe that's something that one of you guys did once you saw our process, because you saw kind of how we were debating how we used that last spot. And we went to Gatson. He had looked good early in the season, but I think he has, I want to say 3 or 4 games now with under like 5 points. So maybe the Gatson experience is kind of over for the Chargers. But while I got the lineup pulled up, was there any initial thoughts that you? I mean, it's kind of hard because we talked about a lot off this show. But is there any thoughts about this lineup now that we're on the show?
The most unfortunate thing when you just look at this lineup is Herbert got severely hurt. I mean, he had surgery Monday, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And he's going to probably play through it. They don't know if he's going to miss any time for it. But it's just the point. He was playing through something that he's going to have to get surgery on. And it was a big reason for the pick. And it definitely affected his timing on snaps and stuff. Mm-hmm. So maybe it just was unfortunate. Herbert gets injured and then the whole stack breaks because they can't throw the ball really when Herbert – or not at the same route they want.
The offense still moves. Like they are still able to throw the ball somewhat. It's just the offense now moves to the run game. Vidal had a great game. McConkey still caught a touchdown. I think QJ still caught a touchdown.
But that pick was
not
clearly...
Like Herbert still threw 2 touchdowns, even with this injury. They just did it on short passes because the run game was able to manage everything.
Yeah. And the pick he threw was 100% because of the injury. I mean, it messed up his snap. He completely lost the ball on the snap and had to kind of chuck it up, and it got picked off. And
so the failing of that stack in a game where the Chargers get 31, we went with the double. It was Vidal. That'll happen in an offense. Like it's just like sort of like Philly. Like, is it going to be Barkley or is it going to be like a Hurts AJ Brown game?
Which is also why we do it on Friday and we give you guys the shell of our lineup. But you guys should always make tweaks. I know a couple of weeks ago we should have made a tweak. We should have probably went to Kyle Manangai and we did not. So it's just part of the process because some of these injuries come out late. Like if Vidal was a viable option as he was Saturday night or into Sunday morning, this lineup might have looked different. Maybe we get onto a Mitchell and we get off a Hall, for example. I think that's what we were talking about, pre-show. But, I mean, that's just the small edges of DFS these days. I mean, it really is a small edge, and we're just hoping for that 1 week where we bank a lineup, really. I will say, though, going into that injury, I believe he had like 7 points, and then he got injured, and he ended with 13. So I would say his efficiency was definitely affected because if you have 7 points before the injury and then afterwards you only finished with 13, I do think there was some actor effects, although I don't want to seem like I'm just complaining. I thought this lineup got some unfortunate in some ways, like Ladd McConkey almost caught a big pass, but they rolled him out of bounds. I felt like Kittle could have had a bigger game. I got to give you some credit, though, Don. You were right about McBride still hitting value. I was worried about McBride hitting value, but he got there.
Yeah, he didn't exceed it. He just kind of broke even on it. So that's
as
fine.
Did a lot of our guys.
Yeah.
Like, none of them really snowflaked other than Gadsden, and Gadsden was the double on the Herbert that didn't hit.
And Kittle he dropped a touchdown pass. He had a multiple red zone targets, so he could have easily had a touchdown that game.
Neal had great usage. He just didn't bust one or get a touchdown. New Orleans,
which is rare against Dolphins defense. You get one.
And it's not like New Orleans got destroyed by the Dolphins. They lost 17-21.
Right.
And it came down to the last play.
Some of that was price consideration with Neal, like obviously him being cheaper, the injury not being adjusted with Kamara, but also like the matchup. They were playing the Dolphins. That's a good matchup, Donnie, as we try to go back in here. I'll try to he's completely blacked out for now, so we'll give him some time to get back in here. But, I mean, you mentioned it. I like the matchup with the Dolphins. I thought that was going to work. And it didn't snowflake, but like I just feel like in today's DFS, you really have to hit on some of these things. You can't just hit the baseline these days.
Yeah, I mean, you're never gonna really soar if you don't have any flames.
Mm-hmm.
But the Gadsden snowflake, I think a lot of that's just Herbert getting hurt very early on. Kittle, unfortunate he didn't get his touchdown, but we're very fortunate. Adams got 2. Very fortunate that Nico got a rushing touchdown, probably the first of his career, if I'm not mistaken. So,
mm-hmm. I was disappointed because we were right on Adams being used, and I think we actually exceeded what I was hoping from him. So, like on a week like that, you just hope that some of your other more consistent plays come through, and they just did not. I think Gov's trying to troubleshoot on his end, so I'm going to give him a little while, but I think he'll be back with us shortly. The Gadsden thing was just the ultimate huge mistake here, Donnie.
Yeah, I mean, who at that price range went off? I mean, you could say Mitchell, but Mitchell's so cheap you would move on to something else. Paul.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like
that's the one thing that's like, yeah. You played Mitchell, and me and Gov are kind of adverse to playing Jets receivers.
Right.
So,
but a couple weeks ago, I played Jalen Coker for that same reason, like the young guy with the upside who's playing the slot, who's undervalued, and he got me 0 points, Johnny. So,
well, Mitchell got you like no points a couple weeks ago, so it happens.
Jamison Williams got me 0 points a couple weeks ago, and then gets you 27. So when you play guys like that, you got to experience. You're going to experience the highs and the lows with a play like that. And Mitchell had that explosion. He had the 0 points, and now he's had the 27. That Jamison Williams that's just not your type of prototype receiver, right? You're just not. You don't really want to get that kind of guy. I thought Gov tricked me. I thought he was back, but he isn't. I can just show you another lineup as well. But you have the spreads, right?
I did not pull it up. I sent it through the other thing.
Okay, I can. I'll pull it up.
Gov probably had it ready for us, but
it's not. But I'll just pull up another lineup. This lineup, I just want to show a Mitchell lineup to show that I played it. This lineup failed because the 2 pricey wide receivers I paid for, Justin Jefferson and Puka, didn't get there. Obviously,
and Thomas.
Right. Now, Thomas was more of I'm going to try to play him at low ownership, coming back off an injury. His price was at a point where I thought like he's underpriced. If that superstar ability returns for him, he's underpriced. Obviously, it didn't work. The Justin Jefferson play was just a bad one, though. That rookie UDFA, Bruce Miser, I can't remember his name. I never want to see him play again in professional football. I mean, he's like bad. And I played him because he's a 4K guy. I talked about it. That did not work out.
You have to be really bad, I feel, to make Kevin O'Connell's offense look awful.
Yeah.
And it's looked awful all year, besides the week Carson Wentz has played. So that tells you a lot about what's going on there.
Not to mention, there were so many 4K quarterbacks. Like, you didn't have to dumpster dive to him. You could have just paid 300 or 400 more and just played Cam Ward or something.
You could have played Shadar for 42.
You could have played Bryce. You could have played any of them. Like, they were all like, honestly, no one really blew anything away. So the cheaper you got, there was probably.
But the reason I played the Viking stuff is because I liked Justin Jefferson better. I liked Addison better.
Yeah.
I didn't want to trust, Isaiah Bond or any of these Browns receivers. And I figured, that was I bought into the weather of that game too with the Browns and 49ers.
There was no weather factor though. Like that's the thing. You saw it snowed on Friday and assumed it was going to be awful on Sunday, and that's. Which I tried to talk you out of. But playing the Browns defense is never a bad idea, by the way. That's a great playoff of the CMC stuff.
It was, and
it just didn't work. But the reason you played it was flawed because the weather was fine.
Yeah. That's why I was trying to be transparent about it as well, because I want to be honest about when I make mistakes.
while we're on this lineup and looking at it, I'll say Kyle Pitts has become kind of viable at that price. Kyle Pitts has come very it's weirdly appealing to play him. I feel, especially with Kirk got him involved now.
Yeah, I've always liked him, and I thought, well, with Penix, he's going to explode and it's going to be more consistent. He started off good with Penix, but the whole knock against him was like Kirk Cousins doesn't like him as much. He kind of prefers Mooney, he prefers more other receivers. So once they went back to Kirk because of injury, I'm like, maybe Pitts, because we saw the Pitts experiment with Kirk before, and I'm like, oh no, this. But he stayed.
Pitts has been bad with every quarterback. He hasn't been bad with Penix. He's been okay with Penix, but he's been bad pretty much since Matt Ryan left. To be fair,
yeah,
it's like Matt Ryan really showed what he could have been, and he hasn't worked with anyone else, and that's on Kyle Pitts more than the quarterback. If multiple quarterbacks are having trouble getting you involved, then it's a you thing. To be fair.
Yeah. See, I want to be honest about some of the mistakes I make, Donnie, but you hit on it too. I don't think you played the Rosemeiser quarterback.
I would never have played him against Seattle. Seattle's defense is. It doesn't get enough credit. It's so lengthy and physical. Yeah. Now, I will say, I don't know how many targets he had. There is no reason when you have a UDFA quarterback, you do not get Justin Jefferson more than 2 catches for 4 yards, 6 targets. I don't care. That man should have had 10 targets. It's schemed into the game plan. No matter what, Justin Jefferson's getting the goddamn ball. That's the only embarrassment about that game.
I was going to say, Donnie, it was his lowest target game of the year. He had been getting 9 to 10, and that's at 7,100. That's why I played him, because I'm like, okay, you're looking at a Kevin O'Connell offense. You're looking at, I can basically pair this. I can get Justin Jefferson and a quarterback. I can get my stack and a offense that should be pass happy and playing from behind. I never thought they were going to win this game. Don't get it twisted. I always thought Seattle would dominate. I just thought we would get some pushback. Or, to your point, they would at least throw Justin the ball 13 or 12 times, and that did not happen.
I don't understand how you have somebody as good as Justin Jefferson, and he's not. And when you're down your quarterback,
yeah,
and he's not just spammed into the game plan. And I don't know what the film showed, but to me it should be almost every play RPO, and it's going to either Hawkinson or Justin Jefferson, and that's it. Because they're too good to not be involved for this young kid who did not get a fair shake. Not that he's any good, but He didn't get a fair shake in his first start.
What do you think because we talked a little bit about it before Gov dropped off there. What do you think the anomaly is this year with the cheap quarterback, though? Because we've seen a lot of cheap quarterbacks get there, whether it be, Tyrod Taylor got there this week, and then Brissett's been getting there. Brissett's at the point where he's actually getting priced up, and people are actually having to take notice. But it's widely known that the cheap quarterback, the under 5K quarterback, has gotten there. Even J.J. McCarthy, it's funny as how bad he's looked, has gotten there a couple times with Flames this season.
I think there's 2 anomalies, and the cheap quarterback isn't one of them. The first anomaly we're seeing is legit weekly starters are under 5K for the first time since I've started playing.
You just think it's a DK pricing mistake?
Well, no, quarterbacks are cheaper now. Significantly cheaper. When I started, you could not get Tyrod Taylor, who was the known starter, for 2 weeks now at 43. He would be minimum 4,700.
To your point,
just a year ago,
they would have adjusted a lot quicker. They are adjusting a lot slower.
But even Bryce Young's was under 5K this week.
Yeah,
that would have never happened 2 years ago.
And he's had some spike weeks this season. It's not like he just had this one game against
He would have been 55 last year at this point. Yeah. Easily. Every single week, 55 minimum.
Even
maybe DFS, 54.
Yeah. Even a DFS site that last week talked about how the upper tier of quarterbacks is underpriced compared to what they had been in previous years. Like Josh Allen, it was like $500, $800 cheaper than he normally is.
That's the second point I'm about to make. The other anomaly is we have not had, outside of the 6 touchdown week from Josh Allen, one of these big price quarterbacks spike. We haven't had, nobody's had this. There's been 2 crazy MVP-like seasons out of the quarterbacks this year. May, who hasn't been getting there off volume, he's been getting there off efficiency. And Stafford, who he's going to finish the season with 40 touchdown passes, probably? Maybe 42? like I thought we were past that 40 mark, and like we were looking for quarterbacks to start getting, up to that, close to that 48 range for MVP touchdown total, but it's not happening this year.
And to your point, Stafford's one of the few quarterbacks that has been actually letting the deep ball fly, and he's connected on some of those, and that pushes his yardage total over.
Yeah, May's been the most accurate deep ball quarterback this year. I don't know if that's still, but it was through 13 weeks. I don't know if it's held through this week, but or 12 weeks. I don't know if it's held through 13.
The only problem with him is his yardage has been held down.
When they get the lead, which they've had most of the year, they stop passing.
Which
and
is
they want to get out of the game. It's smart football. And listen, Vrabel should not have to go to concede to your fantasy wannabes, but just the point to make. Hey, listen, the quarterback scoring is the bottom tier is lower priced for whatever reason. They have depriced these quarterbacks. We usually don't get much more than 2 players over 9K in the year. I think we've had 4 players hit 9K this year total. And I think we're down to 3 now. 3 is a lot. I'm sure Taylor will come down from that price now that everything's kind of falling. They're coming down to earth, but it's been a strange just year fantasy point wise.
Yeah. I was also meaning to ask you, since you've banked, how has your bankroll changed? How has your game theory changed? Anything like that? Or are you just sticking with the same process?
It's the same process. If I win, I play the showdown. If I don't, I'm all right, I'm done. I haven't really upped my play.
That's smart. I always just want to keep people honest with that kind of stuff as well, because it's you see us lose or you see us win, and then the next, it's so much onto the next week. We're already talking about week 14, where it's week 13 just happened. I think that's why Thanksgiving was such a adrenaline hit, because it's you have that Thursday slate, Donnie, and it's different. It's not the showdown, but it's not quite a main slate either. And then Sunday, you have a main slate. I was actually football fatigued for the first time this season. I made it through. I still enjoyed my Sunday, but I'd never been late to a football slate. I was actually 30, or maybe even, I want to say I was late. I was 2 minutes late. I missed the kickoff and all the 1 o'clock games, which normally never happens.
I was earlier than I've ever, I was sitting behind the TV 15 minutes before, just putting everything on, all right, I'm ready to start. And that doesn't usually I'm right on time at kickoff. And then I got to that second slate again, that 4 o'clock games, and I'm like, man, these are stinkers. They were just bad games. I didn't get football fatigued. I just got bad football in that second slate.
It was a weird slate of games. Even the fun Washington game that was overtime, it got there off a lot of a fluky, sloppy game. So even if it was the most exciting game or the most
and that wasn't the second slate. That was prime time Sunday night. So that second slate was gross. I mean, the best game was Buffalo Pittsburgh. It felt like. Yeah. And Rodgers got hurt, and it didn't matter. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we can call it hurt because he's been hurt. But
Gov, you with us? Maybe we got to get your takes in 15 seconds.
Oh God, this is Tyrod Taylor double with Bijan. Oh God.
But I was defending my bad Vikings take with saying that it does seem like the cheap quarterback at some level. We played Gabriel a couple of weeks ago, it almost hit. A lot of the quarterback pricing has influenced how people build this year, no?
It has. I was saying that before I got cut off, which is probably going to happen right about now. There were so many cheap quarterbacks this week. It was not necessarily dumpster dive to Prosper. There was better plays at the same basic value. Well, on top of there being 5 and 6K quarterbacks like Stafford and that were still also pretty good.
That's what I was saying when you were gone. Has there ever been a year with more cheap quarterbacks? Knowing Tyrod Taylor's going to be the starter?
Have realized that we were willing to play cheap quarterbacks before, and so now they just give us a whole bunch of crappy ones to choose from that are really cheap to try to help build lineups. But you're going to start seeing a bunch of 9K dudes here. Right now it's 1 or 2 or 3. If it's 6 or 7 in the next week or two, they won't even be playable week 17.
That's what I was saying.
If they are even playing week 17.
That's what I was saying to Logan. We've seen so many quarterback prices dip, and we've gotten When's the last time we had a slate with 3 9K potential players? Like, that doesn't usually happen at this point of the season. So if everybody's price goes up besides a quarterback, and I like it kind of, because I feel like I'm getting so much value with like Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah. That may have been a mistake. I should have played one of those cheap quarterbacks on my list, whereas I played Stafford, I played Brissett.
I played Brissett this week.
And Herbert.
I played Brissett, and I forget I think I might have played Shadur. I didn't cash, though. So.
Oh, no, I played Shuck. I'm sorry. I did play one cheap quarterback. I played Shuck.
Is Brissett, is he set for
I shucked it, but I didn't valet to shuck.
Is Brissett kind of set up for that Jonathan Taylor like experience where it's like you wanted to play him and then you missed out. You want to play him and then you miss out and you miss out. And eventually his price is at a point where you're like, if I play him now, I'm too late. Like that's kind of my theory now. It's like because like he's only getting there because of these sloppy blowout games, right? Because they're having to throw so much. Well, but now we're starting to see the pricing go up. So it's like
my only issue with that is Benson's supposed to be coming back this week or next week. So will the run game be better?
Probably not.
Probably not, but just a little bit. Hopefully, maybe. Hopefully not, because the fantasy output of Arizona is awesome with this 50 pass attempts a game.
It does remind me of the Seattle Seahawks like a couple of years ago where Geno was actually not the Geno we see with the Raiders, but the Geno that was just like being a circus with Seattle putting up a ton of yardage. Even though it was like sloppy and it didn't look good, for fantasy it produced. And that's what this Brissett run looks like to me. But I was mentioning even, Gov, I think it was Zandermeer 1 week season even mentioned, like, it's not even the cheap, like, 4K quarterbacks. It's like Josh Allen is like 1,000 cheaper than he normally has. Like, even the high-end quarterbacks are priced down. So it's almost like they're almost enticing you to play whatever stack you want and then seeing if you'll make a mistake on your one-off. That's what it seems like to me. I'm trying to find the spreads and we can get onto those too as well, unless you guys had anything to mention about lineups.
No, I think that's a good review. There is one other thing we can look at.
What is that?
It's week 14. Do we have a team that has a chance to advance? We need to look.
See, I've been doing really good about not telling you because I've been trying to honor your wishes. We have a really good team, I think, and this will be interesting because
you have a Millie team coming across. Nice.
Okay.
Well, let's see.
90 ahead. 90 ahead is huge, or about 90.
We are about 90 ahead of third. That is monster. That we are getting through. What is this team?
I was going to say.
Through?
For transparency purposes, Donnie knows this team pretty well. We talk about it privately.
Oh, yeah, we've been talking about it a lot. We have a chance at first, by the way. That's in reach.
Yeah, which you didn't think was possible. The guy in first basically has Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor kind of fell off in the last couple of weeks, and that gave us a chance. I just want to mention,
before I drop out, let's see what we got, man.
Can you put?
I'll admit, I have 3 of my 20 max that are definitely going to get across.
Can you just switch it to week 14, the week, in the right above you to have it?
No, week 14 is. It hasn't played
you can't see it. Well, no, I just wanted to know if you.
It won't preview for.
No, you can't see it. It hasn't played yet. It's the week coming up. But like this is what our team was this last week. But like we can go through it. Okay, so
I know this team by heart.
We have Bryce Young, James Cook, Judkins,
a little fast.
Coker, Puka, Tesla,
Warren Hall,
Tyler or Jalen Warren Warren the tight end. Yep.
We have no
Drake May and Daniel Jones are the Bryce Young, Drake May, Daniel Jones.
That is like the ultimate I can get stealing floor.
Fucking quarterback bullshit is that? Watch Bryce. What I'm hoping so badly is that Bryce Young is late year Bryce Young, like he was last year, and he's a monster in the best ball playoffs because I've got it fucking everywhere.
But we have May with a bunch of important games coming up now.
I also have Drake May in a lot of teams that are going by. Thank you for you too, sir.
Look, you have no idea how much I've been waiting for this. I've been like that.
Look at Daniel fucking Jones. I forgot we drafted him on this team.
Ferg, Woody, Keenan, Diggs.
So we have Tyler Warren and Jake Ferguson for tight end. We have been a monster at tight end all year. Okay, I get why we were solid there.
You have no idea.
So let's see. We have Bryce. So our quarterbacks were Bryce, Drake May, Daniel Jones. Okay. Tight ends. Jake Ferguson, Tyler Warren. Even if there's a third one, doesn't fucking matter.
I think we said no when we went with third.
Who was our running backs again? I saw Judkins. I saw Brees. Who was the other one up top? It's
Cook.
James Cook. Holy crap. Let's go. I see
This was our favorite team coming out of the draft. I distinctively remember us hyping this team up.
I see Rootin' Tootin' in there. That's insane.
Woody Marks is there.
Down. Woody Marks. Let's fucking go.
I believe.
Scroll down more.
I follow this team the closest. I believe this was our last team that.
This was our neighbors. Oh,
this is a Malik Neighbors team. No, fuck you. That should. That were just.
Neighbors.
That means we got Puka early. That means we got Neighbors. So we got such good value on Neighbors.
We got Neighbors in the second. This was that team.
Neighbors could have easily just been like Genty or A-Chain or.
He was smashing this year.
I believe you guys can go back and watch. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Like that kid that stays up all night long during the sleepover, and all you guys are sleeping. Gov doesn't want to be woken up yet. I've been waiting for his reaction.
Scroll down a bit. Is there anyone else?
Oh my god!
Tillman and Horn.
JC Horn sees some snaps. Tillman came back from injury. That works. Ricky Pearsall has not been shot again.
Gov, you would not believe this. I want to say it was
DeAndre Hopkins contributes to Baltimore. We got Diggs to go with May. That works. We got Cokehead to go with Bryce. It's all good.
JC Horn actually made our
Jimmy Horn.
Like 5 running backs, but 3 of them are Cook, Judkins, and Brees. They're fucking workhorses. And Woody Marks is becoming a workhorse.
And Tootin always gets the touchdown, it feels.
And Rootin' Tootin' is taking ETN's work when ETN's still having a good year. It's
I don't know if you believe this, but because we lost Neighbors and because we didn't have Ricky Pearsall, JC Horn did make the roster 2 weeks this season for us. So we did see some contributions there.
All right, Gov, you created a monster. You called him JC
team?
First. Tesla. What was Tesla like? Round.
Jimmy, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I'm so sorry, Jimmy Horn Jr. I'm so sorry. Wrong Horn. My bad.
Oh, that is right. I do that too. It's my.
I mixed them up with our quarter.
No, Gov started it. Gov started it.
Now I have to buy a Jimmy Horn Jr. jersey.
No, this team is so. I remember when we
drafted a little bit. I'll give you that. Now,
it does.
Is Drake May on bye this week?
Yes, he is.
So is Bryce.
Oh, we have Danny.
We have to take whatever Daniel Jones gets us this week. We drafted
Danny. Who does he play? Who do the Colts play? They play the Texans, I believe. Oh, we get. Hold on. I hope I'm right. I'm hoping I'm right.
Wait, no. They just
it's the Jags. It's the Jags. It's the Jags.
That's not too much better, but it's slightly better. Okay. I'll give you that. We got Daniel. Is it at Jacksonville?
I can check that.
I don't want to do anything on my computer. I've turned off every other window. I've turned off every other thing in the background. I've done everything so that nothing cuts off my camera.
Here's what I love about this team. All of our
it looks like it is at Everbank. So that would be the Jags.
Yes. But every one of our
That's warm weather. That's warm weather.
We
as
have
long as it
to
doesn't
take
rain,
whatever Daniel Jones gets us this week.
If he gets
us
15, we're fine.
I don't.
And then Bryce Young in the playoffs has Tampa Bay, Seattle, and New Orleans.
But May has
New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Seattle.
Hold on. The Patriots have the Bills in one of them. No,
I was about to say, what is the next 3 weeks for New England? Because I know after we get out of the bye here, Carolina has
Bills,
at
Ravens,
New Orleans,
and Jets.
How? Because I know it's at New Orleans and then hosting Tampa, hosting Seattle.
No. The Carolina. No, the Patriots in May have the Bills, the Ravens, and the Jets in the playoffs. So,
but where?
Oh, it's at New England the first game, in Baltimore.
In Baltimore, and then at New England again for the Jets.
No, at New York.
Okay, so you have 2 road games.
Yes.
In Baltimore and in Jersey.
Yes.
After you host the Bills.
Yes.
Now, an angry Bills team that lost you earlier this year.
But Patriots have a bye. That could be a
you
game.
You get the bye, and then you go into the playoffs. As will the Panthers, who get New Orleans, Tampa, Seattle.
It's a good potential week for us that week. That is a good potential quarterback week.
This week does scare me, though, because we're relying on Daniel Jones, who's hurt. I don't think we can get knocked out of the playoffs, but the guy in first place does have Jonathan Taylor.
What does Daniel Jones
Do you know what Breece Hall's playoff schedule is? The Jags, which is not great. Week 2, we get them at New Orleans. And then we have him against the Patriots. So if we make it that far, he'd be a dead, probably. But
and we know Cook plays May in the first round.
Yep.
Like week 15, that's our stack. Cook, Diggs, May.
Oh no.
Right?
Cook might be a bust. Cook might be a bust in the playoffs. Patriots, Browns, Eagles.
So we have a Cook Judkins mini.
Look, but we got hold on. We got options though. We got Woody Mark.
I know.
Okay, so what's Houston? What do we have for Houston? We have Hopkins as one in our vault. Like we have some correlation here. The only thing we didn't really correlate was Malik Neighbors.
Houston has Arizona, the Raiders, and the Chargers, and they're at home versus the Raiders, and at home against Arizona.
How did we get a Malik Neighbors Millie team across? This is ridiculous. This is why you enter these giant contests, people.
Yeah.
What the hell kind of lineup did we get through? Just because we know a little bit
and
are dumb when we drafted.
It does make me sad though, because I've been following this team.
To be fair, we know more than, but whatever.
Basically, I haven't stopped following this team essentially. And as soon as Neighbors got hurt, I'm like, well, this would be a story if we can get this team through. But now I'm like, every time I think about this team, I'm like, what could this team have been had Neighbors stayed healthy?
So by the way, Daniel Jones plays the Jags this week, and then the playoffs are Seattle, versus San Francisco, and versus Jacksonville at home. That would be his playoffs. And Warren's playoffs, obviously.
So I don't think we're going to win a millie with this team, but no matter how we finish, it's always going to be like, what if Neighbors would have stayed healthy?
That is true. Man.
No matter what happens with this team, that's the problem.
Just gave us an extra stud wide receiver down the stretch.
Just one, yeah.
Look at what that giant offense is doing, and I mean, Wandale. Well, even if he was just getting Wandale's numbers, that would be insane.
Yeah, but
Keenan's dying off here at the end. It feels.
If you think about it, like we got a good Tesla performance because St. Brown got hurt. So, like, obviously, it sounds good to be like, what would happen if we had Neighbors?
What is first place team? Let's see if we can get.
Let's look at
let's
the first
see if realistically we can get.
I want to say he has Lamar.
What's another kind of team? Because I got to feel like this guy's got Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, there you go.
He had Shador.
He's got Lamar Jackson.
80 Mitchell. Oh my God, he drafted 80 Mitchell.
Hollywood Brown, Mondre. Yeah, this is a Lamar Jackson.
Bijan Taylor we went strong running back because he had to go Bijan Taylor.
And he had Spears coming on late. Lamar's like
Kelsey,
a big one.
Okay, Hollywood. Did he get Mahomes or does he
it's
playing Shador?
I doubt it. Waller.
No, he has
Rodgers. Okay, that's his other quarterback. Rodgers and Lamar.
Rome is
Shador outplayed Rodgers and Lamar. I didn't even realize this. That's hilarious.
Is there anyone else, Logan? I think you got a little bit more. Yeah, Jalen Wright and Bateman. Okay. So that's not a great. Like this team could fail next week. and we could pass him.
It's got his Rodgers stack. I can see it. Like, to be fair, like, if Rodgers and Lamar at the beginning of the year with any other quarterback would have been a pretty strong quarterback.
It was me. This was the lineup basically the whole week. It's been us and him basically all season.
Well, Gov, do you want to show any of your teams? What you got coming through?
I'll pull up my.
You're worried about tabs, aren't you?
I will try to pull up. I will try to pull up my best team.
While you do that, I don't think we have any other realistic chances. We have some outside chances. Maybe this 7th place team gets on.
Yeah, I only have one team getting through, but I can pull that up as well if we want.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think my team's going to be the grossest that makes it through, but it like weirdly could survive one round.
Is this? I know you had a Bailey team.
Yeah, this is my Valet team.
Okay.
That is disgusting.
Okay, this is Gov's team here.
Yeah, let's go through Gov's first. So this is your one getting through?
No, this is my best team in the play action.
Okay.
Out of my 20 max. Currently, I have 4 that are getting through, but I have another 6 that are in third.
2,000 points is insane.
Almost 2,100.
Yeah. You're going to finish the season with damn near 2,200 points, or over 2,200 points probably, which is, I mean, that's crazy.
This team is, like, I always say anytime you can get to the playoffs, like, that feels like an accomplishment to me. So, like, that's a credit to you because you can sit back these last few weeks and just be happy. You're going to make it.
Yep. Maybe. We'll see.
You got Algier making a lineup. You know, that's Pickens was huge. What round did you get Pickens in? Do you know about?
I don't even remember.
Gosh, it was a decent value for him though. If whoever got,
Pickens, I know I took Gibbs, Genty, JSN.
Oh, you had
as
JSN
my first 3 picks.
I wouldn't want to see your team in the playoffs.
Now, here's the problem with this team. All right, this is what I had to start. So Bryce Young, Algier and Genty, McLaurin, Pickens, Tet McMillan, Evan Ingram, Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay. Drake May, Wandale Robinson, Woody Marks, Aaron Jones, Matt Collins,
Aaron Jones,
JSN, Shaheed. Didn't even mean to do that.
Oh, it would have been so glorious if you had Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I know. Michael Pittman.
Oh.
Tucker Kraft.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tucker Kraft, dude. Tucker Kraft.
The Kraft injury is almost as bad as Navis.
Who made your tight end this week?
Freaking Kraft. Okay.
To be fair, Tucker Kraft exceeded value this year by far his best ball protector. Like he got him in like round 14. He severely exceeded his value.
He did, but like when you have that one opposition that actually hits and then you lose him, like that's huge.
Tyler Ferguson. So that was my third tight end.
Yep.
Sean Tucker.
You helped us draft a Sean Tucker team on one of our best ball teams, so I can adhere. That was one of your favorite picks.
Last pick.
Also, Logan got a comment. Yeah, that Milroe pick is weird to me. I don't know how you get to Milroe. You did so well on this team.
I wanted a third quarterback. I took a shot on Seattle, maybe starting Milroe, considering I did not believe at all in Sam Darnold to start the year.
I was on that train. I think he's going to fail in the playoffs.
He's capable.
Gov, I don't know if he's talking about your team or the team we drafted together, but seeing the Jod's liking our best ball content here as well, this is the perfect time to actually review these because, as you've attested, I tend to review these too early, but this is the right time to get excited for them.
Here's the thing, in case you haven't noticed. Because Milroe is my third quarterback, I'm taking a 0 quarterback next week.
You'll be fine, though.
I have given myself a good enough lead, yes, this team should be fine to take a 0 at quarterback in week 14.
Yeah, that Miller pick was too risky, knowing you're taking a 0 at quarterback, unless you accidentally did.
Well, again, it was it was a literal last pick in the draft. I'm like, you know what? I'll take a third quarterback. Who do I take? I don't trust Sam Darnold to have to start all year. They'll play Milrow.
Gov, to see his point here, though, to get a JSN Gibbs May team is pretty impressive. This team should do really well in the playoffs. Even your weak spots of this team, guys not performing like Genty, like Evan Ingram, they didn't exceed, or they actually underperformed probably what we thought they should have gotten throughout the year. But now we're starting to see them actually maybe being somewhat productive, like we've seen with the new offensive coordinator with the Raiders.
But you got Pickens exceeding value. I'd say McMillan exceeded value as well.
But just like you said, McLaurin coming back at the right time.
That's the thing is, like, you hit on your guy.
Wandale hitting mostly because Neighbors is gone and that. Why didn't I take checks?
Matt Collins has had a spike week for you before.
Yeah. But even
to be fair, I kind of got screwed when drafting this team, and Matt Collins is literally the only New England guy I have with Drake May.
That's fair. But hey, it worked out weirdly because
I got sniped on Hunter Henry. I got sniped on. I definitely didn't get digs with all those other receivers.
Yeah.
Although I tried, I was like, I could do a digs.
Matt Collins has weirdly been up there with the receivers though. It's like Booty.
Yeah, not unuseful. Again, even this week.
And he's a red zone threat.
Not unuseful.
All right. I have my team pulled up as well.
I somehow lucked into the Seattle double.
It's true.
But I didn't expect that.
I will say I've gotten the luckiest out of any picks probably.
If anything, that fucks up my New Orleans correlation I was getting with my Drake May, my Bryce Young.
Yeah,
I was supposed to have Rashid Shaheed against Bryce Young and Drake May in weeks 15 and 16.
This team should be a lock for first. I took a 0 at quarterback last week, actually, because Bo Nix was my only guy available, and he was on bye. So I took a 0 at quarterback, and I'm still in first. Cook, I think we all were on Cook this year. Harvey coming on late. Vele, I took this round 20 in an extra guy for Bo Nix.
Yeah.
What a pick that ended up being for me.
Those are all like 10th, 15th round guys. Yeah. Those are all late guys right there.
Yeah.
Blake Corum's probably one of your last
Blake Corum, later pick.
Blake Corum is incredibly fortunate because it looks like Kyron will miss some time. So
Kelsey, likely Schultz, great. Gibbs didn't even make your lineup.
Yeah, Gibbs is here. Kyle Williams has had random stuff.
Kareem Hunt has been solid for a couple weeks now. Coleman, hit or miss, legit. Trey Harris, hit or miss. Jack Beck, hit or miss. Drake fucking London and Garrett Wilson. Oh, Garrett Wilson, that sucks.
Drake London and Garrett Wilson, man. Talk about what could have been with this team. I mean, and Michael Penix was my only other quarterback. So I am Bo Nix or die the rest of the season. But that's fine. Hill, obviously, I think he'll probably be a 0 for
Justice Hill steals a couple touchdowns and can be viable.
Yeah, he's made lineups before. I mean, I don't remember his best week, but I know he's made lineups on the team with a lot of good running backs.
The only problem
he has a 28-point week. He would have made that week against Kansas City, no doubt.
Yeah, and he made this week 6, I'm pretty sure.
That's it. Guys like that, like I took Sean Tucker knowing he's probably having 1 20-plus point week. He'll make my lineup, and no one else will have him, and it'll help me boost myself that week. If he wins me 1 week, I need to win like 10 to get through.
Yeah, I'm definitely a lock for first. This is probably the funniest week, though, for this team. I took first in week 12 with a 0 at quarterback.
Well, let's see. Gibbs went off for 50. Oh, yeah, that was that game. Yeah.
Kareem Hunt, 24,
That's the wildness of best ball and this week-to-week game. Because you never know when your 20th pick is going to make your lineup like Tesla did for us last week.
Vele has been huge for me this year, weirdly, as a 20th pick.
I will say, because we saw this team, because you've been excited for this team, and you have the right to be excited because your wide receivers are out of this world special. But just like we said privately, the problem with this team is their running backs. If you can somehow get through with your running backs,
Well,
like
the problem right now is wide
say
receiver because my
Gibbs,
wide receivers is hurt.
Cook, Hunt is still solid right now. Who's the other running back?
The other one's Corum and Harvey. Corum and Harvey.
Corum might save you with Kyron being out.
Okay, Harvey's actually coming on. As long as Dobbins doesn't take back a lot of work, Harvey's going to be very useful with Gibbs, Cook, and Hunt.
Because Harvey's been making the lineup with him coming on. And I've been getting a lot of 3 running back weeks, as you can imagine with this receiver core. Has not been awesome for me. If you could just turn Vele and Higgins into consistent Wilson 12 and then the regular Drake London work, I would have been fine.
See, we do a bunch of collaborations with our lineups. We do a bunch of forcing our player pools together. We do this, but we do competitive spread picks as a unit. Which of these teams do you think has the best chance to actually compete in the playoffs, though?
I think ours does. Like the group picks, the group lineup, I think that's the best one. Govs is crazy, though. Tucker Kraft, if he had Tucker Kraft, I would say that one. But since Tucker Kraft is out.
It is crazy that, like, we had, like, those good of teams in Gov, and you're missing Kraft, and we're missing Neighbors in that one.
But to be fair, if you take our best players that are hurt and put them back in, I think our team as a group is the best one. Personally,
what makes that group one so special is that we hit on Woody Marks and Tootin in the same lineup. Like
he drafted at a solid late game running. Yeah, those were 2 pretty solid late running backs.
Yeah, and even the teams that we drafted that failed, like were like Bucky teams, were like Bowers teams, and some of them are still like trying to fight, and so I even find that to be amazing. Is there anything else you guys want to mention before we get on here? We went a bit longer than usual.
We could pull up the spread picks if somebody hasn't pulled up.
So I'd say I don't have them up. Do you have them posted?
I have them posted in the NFL channel on accident.
Oh, did you post them there? Because I'll say me and you talk way too much, Johnny. I lost track of eventually. I'm gonna have to pin this sometime somewhere. Isn't it? I see it now.
Yeah, I don't want to open another window.
Don't worry, I got it.
I'm afraid of the windows.
None of my I did three teams this year, and I got 1 through. I'll take that shot rate when it's the Millie one that got through.
I was about to say I have 1 milli. I have my $5 single entry.
One to the left, Logan. You're on the wrong one. You're on the empty sheet. There you go.
See, I have 6 teams getting across of my 30 something.
Yeah,
I think it's 35.
Wow, we're on a show pick streak. That's the first time all year, I think.
Yeah, that is the first back-to-back show pick streak. No. And the Jaguars help us a bit, bring us to 5-8 on the year, and I could not be happier about it. Now, I'm not sure of the math, but Gov, I assume, is pretty close to being eliminated. He's quite far behind with not too much time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mathematically it's possible, but me and Logan would have to give it up. Now, 1-1 again, not bad. Logan went 1-1 as well, brings him to 14-12 on the year.
Oh, I guess it was last week. I could have sworn I took the Panthers this week again. No, it was last week.
It was the week before. Yeah, you went 1-1 with the Falcons spread and the Patriots covering. Logan covers 1-1 with Bears and Broncos, and I went 2-0 with the Texans and Bills. I'm in the lead now at 15-11 after Logan had a little comeback in the middle. Logan's only a game behind though, so it's a tight race for first. Still,
it is. I'm still amazed how good we do on a weekly basis, given how late we draft these. I know I say that every week.
I swear we should be on the show pick right now. We should be 6-8 because I offered during that Thanksgiving special to do the special Thanksgiving slate. Me and Logan wanted that Bears pick. We wanted it.
Hey, look, my personal bankroll looks good on it. I bet it a lot on FanDuel, so thank you, FanDuel, for the good numbers. We talk a lot of DraftKings, but I got to shout out FanDuel on that one because they had a lot of
7 was so disgusting of a number for the Bears. I never understood that number. That was so disrespectful.
It was. I also bet Ben Johnson at Coach of the Year. So if you guys want to tail any Bears futures, hope for me long term, there you go on that one.
I do wonder the Coach of the Year long term because it's either Johnson or Vrabel, but I almost feel like the NFL loves Vrabel, so they're going to just kind of push the Vrabel stuff.
I was proud of myself because I'm like, you know what, I'm going to bet this Bears Johnson before the Eagles game because they win, the odds are going to get a lot better. So I got it at like, I want to say like 250 for Ben Johnson to win. And then the Colts go out and lose. So I feel like that it was a good week for my futures bet.
Yeah. Now, the Broncos will save you from Vrabel potentially. The Broncos need to have a good stretch because if the Patriots get the bye, I don't think Ben Johnson will get it.
True.
It will come down to which one of those two get a bye.
I thought about Sean Payton because, like, I know that the Broncos have looked bad, but they continue to win. So, like, how do you reward winning?
They won't reward that to the coach. They won't do it. They never do.
Maybe not. So I do think it's down to Ben Johnson or Mike Vrabel, personally. So I took the chance on Ben Johnson.
50-50. Take the guy with the higher odds. It's not a bad strategy. But we're almost an hour on our review show, which is very uncharacteristic.
Yeah, but we had to include best ball. And I wasn't here for like 20 minutes.
It is very exciting because I know you don't usually follow the best ball teams, and I follow them on a weekly basis. I'm like really religious about it. So as I'm following weekly, I'm like, I can't wait till Gov gets excited for this team. I can't. And Donnie will get a little bit more excited before you will, so I can share that with him. But the whole time I'm just thinking, what's Gov's reaction to this? And so because I think it was me and you were really high on Woody Marks, for example, and Donnie didn't know who Woody Marks was. So I'm like, once Gov realizes that we have Woody Marks and we have all these running backs, because like
it was so collaborative because like you guys were super high on Woody Marks and you wanted the third quarterback, and I was like, if we're taking a third, we should just take Daniel Jones. And there was so much of everyone's own kind of bias in there. Yeah. I think that is the best sprinkle of our biases as well, and it worked out perfectly.
Our 20th round picks have been amazing.
Then me and Gov wanted Cook, and you wanted Hall, and then Hall still fell to us on the spring back. It was such a great mix of bias.
But if anyone goes back and watches our drafts, we were so right about a lot of late round picks, especially those 20th picks. I mean, we have a share of Sean Tucker that might not make it. You know, you saw with Gov's team. That was, Donnie, you're right. Everyone just had their own say. I'm excited for best ball. I think we actually have a chance to win.
By the way, when we're talking best ball and shouting out best ball teams, how about we give a special shout out to Traylon Burks for that one-handed catch?
If Gov hasn't that yet. He's been losing.
Peace out, everyone.
Yeah, good night, guys. He wants off the show.